Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. So, I want to take a look at something that Cartoon Network did in an attempt to compete with Nickelodeon. I'm not talking about the live action shows, I'm actually talking about the Hall of Game Awards. Now, Cartoon Network created the Hall of Game Awards in 2011 in an attempt to compete with Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Award. Now, if you look at it from a distance, it would make some sense. Nickelodeon's had the Kids' Choice Award since 1988. It's been on for over 30 years at this point, and it's really successful. Obviously, it's being on for over 30 years. It has to have been successful. Otherwise, it would have been canceled by now. But I remember growing up, the Kids' Choice Award, every year I'd watch it. Every year, a majority of the kids at school would watch it. And I remember the day after it was on, we'd all talk about it. And it was, like I said, really popular. And I'm sure to this day it's still popular since it's still going on. So Cartoon Network decided, you know what, we gotta try to come up with something to compete against this. We can't let Nick steal our thunder. We gotta compete against Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards. So they came up with the Hall of Game Awards. And it pretty much was nothing like the Kids' Choice Award, yet it was meant to be a competition for it. So it was kind of weird. Anyways, similar to the Kids' Choice Award, it had a celebrity host every year. The first year they had Tony Hawk, second year was Shaq, and the third year was Shaq again. And what's weird about it though is that it's called the Hall of Game Awards, right? And in the title there's game. So these awards, all of them were just awards for athletes. Like for example, a few of the awards were like all pro class clown. It's like who's the class clown of the pro sports? Fantastic fan stars. Who's the best fans of different sports teams? He's got game. Who's got game out of these athletes? It's majority of them were all athletes for the most part. There were a few about music, but majority of them were just athletes. And this was pretty weird in my opinion, because what exactly do athletes have to do with Cartoon Network? That's the question that I always had about this. I remember I watched the first year. I think I watched the second year. Then the third show, the third year of the whole Game Awards, I did not watch because it got to the point where I was like, the first year I was like excited for it. I was like, oh wow, like I've always liked Cartoon Network growing up more than Nickelodeon. It's awesome that Cartoon Network's going to try to do their own Kids Choice Award. Then when I watched it, I was like, okay, what did this have to do with Cartoon Network? This was kind of a bummer. Then the second year, I was like, you know what? It was the inaugural one. Maybe the second year would be better. I watched the second year. It was the same garbage that came out the first year. I mean, garbage is a little bit strong, but it wasn't good. And so, I mean, when you look at Kids' Choice Award, what is it? It's like, oh, kids vote for their favorite movies, their favorite actresses, the TV shows, different music groups. They did their favorite book, favorite video games, sports teams. It was pretty much everything. It was an award show for kids. You vote for your favorite stuff. That's a cool concept. But then the whole Game Awards is all it was voting for athletes, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I guess that's cool if you're on ESPN, but why is that on Cartoon Network? It really never made sense. And you know, Cartoon Network really didn't handle live action well, nor did they handle this well. But the live action side of things, that's a story for another day. Anyways, leave me a comment in the comment section below if you remember watching the Hall of Game Awards back in the early 2010s. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.